All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. All right. Let me just make sure everything's okay. All right. Everything turns out perfect. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. A double honor to the apostles, elders of great millstone, salutations to you, I can push the work in truth and sincerity. All right. So, looks like I'm going to be having to do more lives because I can't post videos from my phone. So, hey, good to see me live in the color. All right. So the lesson today is righteous hedge on earth. This is something we went over during class. And basically was going into how to, the world is going to take over the, well, I should say righteousness is going to engulf the whole world. Okay. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai, his second coming. All right. That is what's going to, his laws, his and his, his divine word, his wisdom is going to rule the earth. Okay, if it makes sense. All right. So the first precept I had is 1 Peter 3:13. All right. 1 Peter 3:13. And Lord willing, this is edifying to you, Akim. All right. To the hopeful elect. Okay. So this is 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 13. It says, 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 13. It says, I'm going to start up a few. I'm going to start at 10. 2 Peter 3:10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. All right. In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right. And we know this is the thermonuclear destruction that's going to take place, all right, here in Babylon and certain other parts of the world. Okay. So, and this day is coming as a thief, and it's coming unawares. All right. Nobody is going to, be able to pinpoint the exact date. All right. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. All right. And so this is how the current age is going out. It's going out by destruction. Okay. It's going out by violence. Okay. Because we're entering into a new age. All right. And that new age is going to be filled with righteousness. Okay. So I continue. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? So if these things are coming to the earth, what kind of conversation, what are we supposed to be talking about? The things that's basically going to persist in the world to come, all right? Because we're speaking anything outside of the will of the Heavenly Father, you might as well chuck it up as a devastating loss. Because if you're in the spirit of this world, and you want to go along and get along in this society, well, the society is about to be literally eradicated by the righteous vibration that's coming upon this earth. All right, or the spiritual angelic force, however you want to say it, is coming, and it's coming to eradicate all things that offend, all wicked things in the society. All right. Okay. So it says, nevertheless, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, of the day of God, right? Okay, and that's what his saints are doing. Okay, that's what the hopeful elect are doing. Okay, all right. It says, we're in the heavens. Okay, let me see. It says, we're in the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right. And we know that to be the thermonuclear destruction that's coming. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. So we, according to his promise, a shalom lakia. All right. We're looking for new heavens, meaning a new rulership. Okay. And a new earth, a renewed earth. Okay. because the current earth that we live in, all right, is corrupt. All right. And Isaiah the 24th chapter, it says what? Let's get it really quick. This is Isaiah the 24th chapter. And I'm going to start at 1. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be. All right. And he's doing this, he's doing it for a purpose, right? It says, and it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, all right, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken this word, all right? And we're entering into those times, okay? And nobody's exempt from the righteous judgment that's about to overshadow this world, okay? All right, it says, for verse 4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. All right, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. And this is the point I want to grab. All right, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. All right, and so the Lord has to do away with mankind because of their dealings with the earth. All right, we know Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Of course, we know it's the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right, so the Lord has to eradicate the people, okay? Because this is what's defiling the earth. It says the earth is also, Salakia verse 5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. All right, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Okay, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, because the Lord, as we know, he's coming to bring healing in his wings. He's coming to bring righteousness to cover the earth. All right, and to bring forth, the fruits of the earth. All right, which we've been long waiting for. All right. So Matthew 6:10. Okay, this is Matthew 6:10. It says, and this is just a one hitter, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. All right. So the Lord's will is going to be done on this earth as it's being done in heaven. All right. So there's a righteous order that's coming upon this earth. Okay. All right. And one clue, or I should say one instance where you have a righteous order being given to man, it was Moses. Okay. The Lord gave him the blueprint to the temple. Okay. And that was straight out of heaven. That the order, the blueprint, it came from the heavens. All right. So that's just an example of, the order from heaven, being applied here on earth. Okay. It's going to be way more magnificent than we could imagine. All right. Because again, there's a process. All right. We're at the end of the age, and this age is going out with violence. It's going out with destruction to bring in the new age, which the new age is coming through Yahweh Shai, his second coming, and he's coming to bring healing. He's coming to renew the earth. He's coming to bring a new establishment to the earth. All right. So just in case I get lost, all right, because I'm, all over the place with my thoughts. So again, Matthew 6:10, I read again, and thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. All right. So there's going to be a righteous force or angelic force coming to basically cleanse the earth. All right. Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Yashai, Brakathum. All right. To you brothers in Memphis. All right. Kazak, Shalom. All right. So there's a new authority coming. Okay. There's a new authority. All right. So Let's get Psalms 96 and 9. All right. And this is just a topic that we went over in class. You know, a very beautiful topic, um, dealing with the Lord's order. All right, and how righteousness basically is going to overshadow this world and take everything that offends out. In fact, this is what I had. This is Second Ezra's. All right, 4, and we'll start at 26. All right, and it says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. All right, well, we're seeing that because why? Um, Mostly because the inhabitants, the people that run the earth, they're killing the earth. All right. So it says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. All right. And this is the world we always speak on. We speak about the future world, the kingdom of heaven being established here on earth. All right. With all those heavenly principles being here, established here on earth. All right. Okay. Proverbs 13 and 13, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Why? Because in a sense, when you look at what's to come, uh, the the Lord's his eternal righteousness is about to literally take over the earth, and anybody that's in another vibration is going to be just wiped out. Okay, and that's how it's coming. All right, because Isaiah 65 and 17 says, I think it's talk about the fashion of this world shall pass away. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna get it because I'm about to start being all over the place because these precepts is just coming to my mind. So Second Ezra 4 and 27, it says it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, which we know is a kingdom, right? For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Okay. And go back to Isaiah the 24th chapter, and it explains that. All right, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, meaning the people that inhabit this earth, they're defiling the earth. All right, it says, but as concerning, back in 2nd Ezra 4 and 28, it says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the destruction. All right, and the destruction is like a righteous heat-seeking missile, and it's going to attack everything that's wicked. And literally, people don't understand this. All right, and it's one of the basic principles of the laws of the Heavenly Father. Okay, when you do something evil, you're rewarded, or you do something wicked or sinful or transgressing the Lord's law. Uh, Righteousness acts like a antibody or a white blood cell who attacks the wickedness. Okay, in a sense, and that's basically what's about to happen. And these people aren't aware of that. All right, especially the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're supposed to be well aware that of the laws of God. Okay, you're supposed to be well aware of what the Heavenly Father likes, what He dislikes. You're supposed to be well aware of His name and who He is. All right, so that you won't transgress His law, and you won't be wiped out in the time to come when that purging comes. All right, because there's a purge that's about to happen to this place, and people are completely ignoring it, completely abolishing the thought. All right, so let's go back because I know brother's gonna be hidden. So let's see. Verse 29, it says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So this place has to pass away before we see the fruits of the righteousness placed here on the earth. All right. It says, Salaki, it says, for the grain of evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time. And we see it. We see how much ungodliness is brought forth. Okay, we dealing with the devil. All right, the adversary of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and he's making inquisition of the Lord's people. Okay, and he wants to destroy all things that are good, all things that point to the Lord. Okay, and he wants to abolish the thought of a righteous, everlasting righteous kingdom, which that's what the earth needs. Okay, that's what the earth needs. We don't want to see anybody else be put to death. We don't want to see people dying and crying and sighing and languishing in the earth. The earnest expectation is for the manifestation of the sons of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, the sons of God. And those sons of God, they're going to have, the spiritual power, the spiritual know-how. All right, they're going to be celestial, extraterrestrial beings upon this earth, in righteousness. Okay, guiding the world in righteousness. Okay, so right, so for the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up until this time. It says, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? All right, and we're approaching the time of threshing. Okay, because to thresh meaning to cut down. Okay, and then a lot of people are going to be cut down. That's why the scriptures, we read in Isaiah the 24th chapter, the first verse. All right, and then we read in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, the 10th verse. It says everything is going to be melted, and then in Isaiah 24, the earth is going to be a few men. Okay, why? Because the majority of this world is wicked. Okay, all right. It says, verse 31. It says, ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth, and when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, all right, how great a floor shall they fill? All right, there's going to be a great number. Okay, there's going to be a great number. Okay, and we know by reading Isaiah the 63rd chapter said, hey, the Lord, he's going to slay many. Okay, so this world, all right, and the things that's coming on this world is going to be devastating. But again, therefore the cleansing of this earth, okay, so that the righteousness can come. Okay, so 2 Ezra 6:27, it said, for the evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. Beautiful, beautiful, man, because right now we're dealing with a very deceitful people, the Edomites, all right, and they're classified as the sons of the wicked. Okay, and they're pushing their wicked vibration, this adversary type vibration, the satanic type vibration against the Heavenly Father, the eternal power in the heavens, man, and his son, okay, who he sat at his right hand and gave glory to, you see, because the earth belongs to Yahweh Shai. That's his inheritance. In fact, that's Yasha'Allah's inheritance. Okay, so verse 28, as for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. Beautiful, and it's starting right now. It's being declared now. Okay, all right, because what? Faith is going to flourish, because again, these words are eternal. All right, and what Esau doing is not eternal. All right, it's what we call sin or iniquity. Okay, so it's wickedness on wickedness on wickedness on wickedness. All right, and wickedness is unsustainable, especially for the world to come. All right, it's unsustainable now. That's why the earth is breaking down. You see, and the only thing left to do is what? To eradicate it. Again, it's like dealing with your white blood cells, and that's what righteousness is to the earth. It's like white blood cells. It's going to emphatically take out anything that's harmful. Okay, and there's a lot of harmful things, from the ideology, philosophies, all right, to the manner of how the standard in society is being held up. Okay, these things are important. Okay, because what do we see in this society? We see all things contrary to the natural, to the nature of God's law. All right, to Yahweh's law. All right. Um, Wisdom of Solomon 6:20, it says, therefore, Mr. Brother Nabai, Shalom again, if you didn't hear me, bro. And Kazak, Shalom, brother. All right. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. You see, and this wisdom that we have is eternal again. All right. So what we're doing, all right, we're waiting on the Lord, but at the same time, we're not just waiting. All right. We're we're digging into and unlocking this treasure of immortality, which is the Lord's word, all right, which is his everlasting word. Okay. And this is going to lead to a kingdom while we see our enemies fall, all right, and we rise and we gain faith and more faith through the spirit. All right, this is going to lead to an everlasting kingdom. Okay. Second Ezra 15:6, it said, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. It's one of my favorite precepts. It says, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yep. And in fact, I'm going to go to that Second Ezra 15. And I'm going to start. You know what? I got to start at 1 because I did say a point about basically if you believe in this society, and really it comes down, if you don't have no faith in what the Lord is saying, you're doomed and you're punished. Okay. All right. And the scriptures say that, all those, it says, those that don't believe are condemned already, you know. So this is Second Ezra 15:1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. All right. When we talk about the kingdom, what is that? That's prophecy. We're saying it before it comes. Okay. Because it's actually in the beginning stages of overwhelming this earth. All right. And how we know is through the judgments, the horrible, horrific judgments that's taking place on this earth. All right. So what it says, in with the new and out with the old, that's what's happening. Okay. So it says, and cause them to be written in paper. Oh, so like it says, and speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Again. So another word for saying faithful and true is surety of surety. So the Lord's words are sure. Okay. Again, we're talking about the Lord, that his divine words. He speaks something, then it creates. All right. If I'm saying that right. Okay. So it says, verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Because there's a lot of people who come against the notion of a future kingdom, righteous kingdom being set up here on earth. All right. And really, it's for the betterment of the earth. It's for the betterment of this place. But people don't want it. People don't want it. People rather live in the turmoil in which they created. All right. Because again, the scriptures talk about their lovers of self. If they worship the creature more than the creator, and so that's the predicament that people are in right now. All right. It says, for all the unfaithful, all right, shall die in their unfaithfulness. You see why? Because as the scriptures say in Romans 3:3, let me get it real quick. In Romans 3:3, and it reads, it says, Salakia, it says, for what if some did not believe, shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? All right. And just because somebody doesn't believe doesn't make the surety of the Most High Yahweh without effect. It says, God forbid, verse 4, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar. And that's what we find out. All right. When we deal, all right, we find every man a liar. Okay. Because they're speaking in opposition of the divine understanding, the divine wisdom that the Lord is, put out. All right, as it is written, thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right, and as long as we stick to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and his word, all right, we'll always overcome. Okay, and we're going to overcome the scourges that come upon this place. Watch, and you'll see. All right. So going back to 2nd Ezra 15 and 5, get to the point where the brother started. All right. 2nd Ezra 15 and 5, it says, "Behold, said the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Why? Why? It's going to say why in the next verse. It says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So the world is being polluted right now with the wicked works of mankind. All right. And that's why these punishments are coming. That's why the death and destruction is coming. And people can care less of what you're talking about. All right. Okay. Goodness gracious. It says, "Therefore," verse 7, "said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, you see, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things." So that right there lets you know that the Lord is going to do something about it. He's doing something about it. All right. He's about to do something about it. All right. And that's why when we read scriptures like the Lord is about to judge the whole earth. All right. He's about to bring that judgment, and it's a righteous judgment. Okay. All right. So it says, "Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." All right. So the Lord is going to stand up for the oppressed and the innocent and righteous blood that's being spilled in this wicked place. All right. Because the wicked prevail. The wicked are the ones that's successful. You know, I think it was a video a while back, man. And it basically was going into how the most evil men were was able to remain in leadership positions is because they would murder those that came against them, and anybody that seek justice against the powers that be pretty much mowed down and overran. But this time it's going to be the opposite. Okay. So let's go back. Psalms 96 and 9. All right. And bear with me, Akim. Babakosha. All right. Psalms 96 and 9. It says, "Oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth," because that's what's going to happen. All right. And firstly, what's going to happen is the Lord is really going to scare the whole world into subjection. Okay. Because the force that he's coming with, it's going to be like none other that we've ever witnessed. All right. It's going to be like nothing that we ever witnessed again. All right. We're talking about the all powerful, the omnipotent one. All right. His son is coming. Okay. And he's coming with the same power. He's coming with the same force that Yahweh would. In fact, Yahweh, the earth can't contain Yahweh. You see, so imagine that when it says he's coming and the earth, with the mountains quake at his presence, if I'm saying it correctly. All right. That's the type of, power the Lord is coming. All right. You're talking about a celestial, a celestial force, which is the angels. All right. Because the Lord is extraterrestrial. All right. He's going to have a sort of like an angelic body, if I'm saying it correctly. Okay. He's going to have an angelic body. All right. With all spiritual power. Okay. And that's part of his glory. But the other part of his glory is receiving his inheritance, which he ain't received yet. You see, he lent it out. And what are they doing to it? All right. They're destroying it. They're corrupting it. All right. They're saying all sorts of blasphemous things against it. Okay. Against the nature of it. Okay. So just imagine how the Lord feels. All right. So Psalms 96 and 9 again. "Oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of his holiness. Fear before him all the earth." And y'all have reason to fear. The earth has reason to fear. All right. Because it ain't a joke what's coming. Verse 10, it says, "Say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh reigneth." All right. And that's what we're doing right now. We're saying that in their faces. All right. Even though they're trying to, characterize us as terrorists. What just happened in Waukesha is like 15 minutes away from here. In Waukesha, some bugged out weirdo, ran over a group of grannies. All right. And, they, hey, they didn't hesitate at the chance to throw it on us. Hey, he's with them because he posted something about Hitler saying the real Jews were black, and Esau just reaching, man. All right. But the thing is, you're not going to be able to come up against this. All right. You're not going to be able to come up against this. Okay. So good try. All right. And that's the accuser of our brethren right there, Esau Edom. Okay. So verse 10 say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth, the world, right? So we're saying to our enemies, the heathen, all right, that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's reigneth, he's the ruler, all right, he's the king over the earth, all right, and you're gonna bow and you're gonna bow in subjection to him, you see, because he's coming with that type of power, all right. It said, I don't think y'all understand, it says the world also shall be established that it shall not be moved. You see, he shall judge the people righteously. All right. So the world ain't gonna be shaken by no other force but the force of Yahweh and his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, because Yahweh Shai, in a sense, has the same the same spirit as Yahweh. All right. All right, or the same glory, I should say. So Salat. It says, let the heavens rejoice and let the earth be glad. Right. Because what? The Lord is coming with what? Healing in his wings. The scriptures say that. All right. It says, let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful. You see? It says, in all that is therein. You see, then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. Right. Of course, when his devil is taken out of the way. Isaiah 14 explains that. But, that's talking about the nation, the trees. All right. But even the earth, even the actual trees are going to rejoice at this man. All right. Taking the fall. Okay. It says, the trees of the wood rejoice. It says, before the Lord, Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness and the people with his truth. All right. So finally, we're going to get that just due, the just judgment on here on earth, because we're dealing with the unjust judge, Salakia, the unjust judge in the earth right now, who's making these grievous laws against the nature of mankind. All right, who's telling you can't worship God? Who's trying to take out your spiritual influence away from you? All right, the God particle, or however they want to say it. He's trying to take that away. Okay. So we need a righteous judge so that we can, be sustained spiritually and physically. All right. Because this devil is doing all he can to keep people in a low vibration, a depressed vibration, a broken spirit vibration. All right. Which, we know that's the sacrifices of the Lord. So all things work together. So, all right. So that's the end of that one. Okay. Is he coming to judge these people? And, yep. So the next one is Revelations, the 19th chapter. All right. And you brothers are familiar with this. The 19th chapter. All right. And the 10th verse. And it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. All right. So that's his testimony, the spirit of prophecy. Okay. So let's continue. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Okay. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. All right. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So the Lord is physically coming on this earth to judge in righteousness, and he's going to make war. All right. In righteousness. Okay. All right. So it says, verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Okay, not actual crowns. This is just going to be him taking over uh, the authority of the superpowers as we know it. All right, as we know it, like China, Russia, England, America, the top dog. All right, the whore that rideth the beast. All right, and wherever these superpowers may lie, Europe and Africa, these different superpowers, the Lord is going to take their authority away. All right. So it says his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture, and that name that no man knew, all right, is the title of his authority. All right. It's going to be, because we know his name is Yahweh Shai, and the scriptures talk about a new name, but the word new in Revelations goes back to the Greek word kainos, which means to be afresh. So people are going to be reacquainted with the Lord's his name and who he is and his title, his authority. Okay. So again, it says verse 14, it says, well, 13, it says, and he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. You see? Now you see how this word is about to take over everything, okay? Because the Lord is coming in that stead, okay? And the vesture dipped in blood, that means it's going to be a lot of death, okay? As Isaiah the 63rd chapter goes into, it says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, all right, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he shall tread and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. You see? So it's going to be a rigorous rule because the rod of iron in righteousness. And I got a precept that says that the nations is gonna what? I know I'm a butcher. I'm gonna wait for it. So it'll come. So Salaki. All right. So it says, and he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Again, that's going towards his authority, right? It says, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. All right. And we know part of the downfall of this age, okay, with the heathen ruling, all right, there's going to be a lot of death and destruction, okay, and the Lord is going to order the fowls to pretty much clean up after, this ordeal, World War III. Verse 18, it says that ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains and the flesh of mighty men and the flesh of horses and of them that sit on them and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So there's going to be a great feast. All right. There's going to be a great feast. All right. And that's part of the downfall of this age. All right. And us entering into the new, all right, the new righteous filled world. Okay. So Psalms 98, and I'm going to start at 1. And it reads, it says, sing unto the Lord a new song. And this is the new song, right? The kingdom, speaking on the kingdom of heaven, speaking on the downfall of the unrighteous nations, the heathen nations, all right? And the removal of the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the cancer from the body of Yahweh Shai, okay? Removing all of that stuff, all right? So the new song, that's what that new song is. It's just for basically the prophecies, all right? It's just for he hath done marvelous works or marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the victory. All right. And that's what's happening. The Lord's right hand, all right, his strength, his righteousness, all right, and his holy arm, all right, his righteous strength, okay, or his separate strength, his godlike strength, right? It says, have gotten him the victory. The Lord hath made him slacking. The Lord hath made known his salvation. You see, do we not know how the Lord is about to bring the salvation of his elect, his saints? All right. It says his righteousness hath he openly shewed in the sight of the heathen. All right. And he's done it in past time, and he's going to do it again. Okay. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All right. Okay. And all it says, all the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. All right. And they've seen it in Egypt, but they're going to see it here on this side here in America. You see, because the scriptures say in Jeremiah, I think it's the 16th chapter, really quick. This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. It said, therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again to their land that I gave unto their fathers. All right, now the land of the north is talking about North America. All right, it ain't talking about Babylon. Okay, because if it was, we wouldn't be at this point. Again, prophecy would be all screwed up. All right, because we wouldn't even be holding, you know, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is the Passover. Okay, so if that happened, if it happened already, because it's going to go into basically we're going to worship, or Salaki, we're going to keep another ceremony, which is the deliverance from the land of the north. So let me read it again, Salaki. It says, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. So we wouldn't be talking about Egypt anymore. All right, if this happened already. All right. It says, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. All right. And this is pointing towards a latter prophecy in the latter days, which we're dealing with now, because we're in the land of the north. Okay. And we're being held hostage. You see, Isaiah 4, the 14th chapter tell you that. All right. Let me get that real quick. All right. Because in order for that righteousness to come, we have to be saved as well. So it's Isaiah 14 and 14. It says, 13. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. All right. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. All right. And basically, you control the land. All right. You set your technology up, your satellites up as if you were God. All right. And you control the land. All right. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So in your mind, you think you want to be like God. All right. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Yep. Because what's coming for you is destruction. Okay. So Salaki, let me go back. It's Jeremiah. Well, yeah. So back in Psalms 98. All right. And 3, it says, he hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. All right. And they're going to see it again. Okay. All right. And that fame and glory is going to go out again. Once more, it says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp, and the voice of a song, with trumpets and sound of cornet. All right. Make a joyful noise before the Lord, Yahweh the King. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together, because everything is going to go back to its natural order. Okay. Everything is going to be back in its natural state, because right now everything is corrupt and discombobulated and turned upside down in this society. It says, before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth again. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity meaning fairness. All right. So that's what the Lord is coming. He's coming to judge this world with righteousness. All right. So this is Isaiah 26. So like Isaiah, the 26th chapter, in the 8th verse. And it reads, it says, yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Lord, have we waited for thee. The desire, right, and part of his judgments is the prophecy, the things, the determination that he set over the world. All right, we're waiting on that. Okay. It says, yea, in the way of thy judgments. Okay. It says, yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Lord, Yahweh, have we waited for thee. The desire of our soul is to thy name and to the remembrance of thee. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. All right. And hey, we're in a society that represents the night. Okay. It says, yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. Okay. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. You see, and it's going to come by, of course, through us. You see, all right. He's going to set up rulers that basically profit this earth. Okay, and they're going to learn righteousness through us. Okay. Again, it says, with my soul have I desired thee in the night. All right. And this current society right now represents the night. Okay. And we're looking for the morning. All right. The son of the morning. Okay. Which is Yahweh Shai, who is coming with healing in his wings. All right. It says, yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. All right. And that's what's going to happen. Okay. When the Lord's judgments are in the earth, and the Lord's judgments is coming. All right. It's coming by way of scourges. But again, that just shows you the righteousness of the Lord, putting down wickedness. Okay. All right. So Isaiah 61:10. Isaiah 61, verse 10, it says, I will greatly rejoice in the Lord Yahweh. My soul shall be joyful in my power and my God, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation, because that's what's coming. All right. We're covered with salvation. Okay. Lord willing, we be at that number. It says, he hath covered me with the robe of righteousness. All right. As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels. All right. And that's what the Lord is doing for us. We being adorned for Yahweh Shai. We are adorned in the jewels, which ultimately is the wisdom and understanding of the Lord's way. Okay. Because we're about to be married. All right. To the Lamb. Okay. All right. And we're going to have a permanent vacation, a permanent honeymoon. You see, verse 11, it says, for as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so the Lord Yahweh, God, Yahweh power, will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all nations. All right. So the righteousness is going to spring forth before all nations. Okay. And it's going to happen in various ways, man. All right. Through death and destruction. And of course, the joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. All right. Ruling the earth, subjugating the earth, reteaching the earth. All right. Righteousness. Okay. So next one is Isaiah 65:17. And it reads, it said, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. All right. Okay. And the new heavens represents what? A new rulership. Okay. The new earth represents a refreshed, a refurbished earth. Okay. And the former shall not be remembered nor come to mind. All right. And that's the current world that we live in. All right. This world that we know it. All right. Remnants, there shall be no remnant of this world all right, in the world to come. It's all going to be destroyed and done away with. All right. It says, but be glad, verse 18, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. So again, a part of that righteousness coming is to take away all pain and suffering. Okay. All right. Because that's part of it too. All the pain and suffering is going to go. All right. And Proverbs, you go into Proverbs to say that, man, because the unjust, when the unjust rule or when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen on a wider scale. All right. But it's going to happen forevermore. You see, it's going to be out with the old and with the new. All right. All right. So this is Isaiah 45. Okay. In fact, let me get some of these precepts. Salakia. All right. Psalms 51:14. It says, deliver me from blood guiltness. All right. Oh God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. Right. And so we don't want to be blood guilt. All right. All right. And that means basically you're going to be held accountable. Okay. You're going to be held accountable for not warning or whatever, what have you. Okay. Ooh. All right. So let me go back. It's doggone. I didn't even know y'all put these many precepts. Good Lord in heaven. It's beautiful. Deuteronomy 32:1. It says, give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. You see, my doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So the Lord's word is going to be everywhere. You see, his spirit is going to be everywhere. Okay. And that's why the elect, all right, are going to be the ones who reestablish that authority, that righteous authority. All right, because the Lord is he's going to rule rigorously. Okay, and he's going to put down on wickedness. You see on this side they'll they silence the innocent. They lock away the innocent. Just imagine how well deserved wickedness is going to be put out. There ain't going to be no no place for wickedness to hide. All right, and you're not going to get a slap on the wrist. Okay. The scripture says it shall beat them. How does it say it's going man, there's so many precepts to say that how basically how we going to get down with the nations, man. All right, they're going to be in complete subjection, because it says we're going like something to the extent that we're going to shatter them or something like that. But Salakia, all right. So Psalm 65:5, it says, by terrible things and righteousness, beautiful. I love this precept. Wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are far off upon the sea. All right. So terrible things and righteousness will the Lord answer us, and that's why we when what does it say, faint not. I think it's Proverbs 3:25, if I'm not mistaken, of sudden fear. Oh, it says fear not sudden fear or something like that. Because that's what's coming. It's this is Proverbs 3:25. It says, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. All right. So we're not to be afraid of sudden fear, because these are the judgments of the Heavenly Father that's taking hold of this place. All right. It says, while other people are going to be in fear, we're not going to fear because ultimately we know it's the judgment of the Heavenly Father. All right. It says, for the Lord Yahweh shall be thy confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken. All right. All right. So let's keep going. Let's see. Slakia. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 29, verse 11. It says, lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold, which is beautiful. All right. Because the treasures of the Lord is his word, because it's likened unto treasure. All right. Psalm 97 and 6, it says, the heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. And all the people see his glory, right? And they're going to see it, man. Okay, verse 9, Psalm 97 and 9, it says, for thou, Lord, art high above all the earth, thou art exalted far above all gods. All right. And hey, and all the idols is going to be cut off. Okay. In the world, the heathen, of course, we already gonna know that there's only gonna be one power in existence. Okay. So verse 10, it says, ye that love the Lord Yahweh hate evil. Right? You better or get swept away in that righteous flood that's coming. It says, he preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of slacking, out of the hand of the wicked. Yep, that's right. Beautiful Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right, and that's what we see. We see the whole world mourning. All right, we see the whole world mourning, but when the righteousness is in authority, the mourning, the woes, and all the evil, the wickedness is going to be gone. All right, so you ain't gonna have a nation of people manipulating other people, and stealing resources and all that. All that's gonna be done away with. You see, it's gonna it's and we ain't gonna see war no more. We're not gonna see war no more. All right, okay, because that's one of the things that's gonna be abolished. Okay, so kind of read that one. That Romans 3:3-4. It says Matthew 22 and 29. This is a good one. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. Yep. It says Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right. So most people don't see this. Okay. Most Israelites do not see this. Okay. And that's why guys like one body in the lie, they ain't one body in Yahushua. All right. They one body in a lie. He said, don't waste your time waiting on the Lord. You see? And basically he's saying you're wasting your time waiting on the Lord. But the scriptures talk about waiting on the Lord. It talks about waiting on the Lord and how that's going to heal us and how that's going to, give us favor. But he's saying one body in a lie, he's saying scrap that. Live for now, live for today, which is probably the dumbest advice you can possibly give somebody, especially living in the times that we live in. All right. So Romans 11 and 8, according as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Right. Okay. Hey, Moses said the same thing. All right. David said the same thing. All right. Because these guys aren't worthy. Why did Yahushua speak to the disciples in parables? Even his disciples were blown away and couldn't understand. He had to, further give them and enlighten them. Okay. Because what's coming, a lot of people really aren't worthy of. Okay. So Sirach 18 and 20, it says, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. All right. Job 14 and 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, which this is beautiful, right? Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the Lord has set a hedge that Esau cannot pass over. You see? Okay. He said, the Lord has determined um, the kingdom of Esau, all right, his rulership, this age to meet a required end, all right, and then the hedge of righteousness is going to take over. But in a sense, it's about to take over now because of the judgments that's about to come over this place, the scourges, all right. Uh, Psalms 34 and 21, it says, evil shall slay the wicked. Beautiful. You see, people killing themselves and don't even know it. Kill yourself. It says, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Why? Because the righteous, all right, you can't put a number on righteousness. You can't put an expiration date on righteousness. Okay, and that's what the world is about to find out. Well, hell, we're about to find that out. Okay, we're about to find out that all their efforts against us are futile. Okay, and they can't do anything, and we're justified in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're justified with the Master of the universe. Okay, so 22 it says the Lord loved the soul of his servants. Beautiful. It says of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Beautiful. Okay, Psalms 98 and 9. Right, because this world is going to be left desolate because they don't trust, they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't believe in his everlasting, his light, his word. Okay, so they're going to be desolate. All right, Psalms 98 and 9. It says, before the Lord, for he cometh, Slack, it says, before the Lord Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth with righteousness, shall he judge the world and the people with equity. All right, meaning fairness. All right, because we're dealing with the unjust judge, and we're seeing what their judgment is doing in the earth. All right, it's creating more chaos, more corruption. But when the Lord comes, all that corruption, all that chaos is going to be done away with. Everything that was upside down is going to be turned right side up. All right, and again, all these hurtful works that they're doing. Okay, these things are, and they're not going to persist in the world to come. Okay, and we're going to finally have rest. Okay, because that's what the Lord is bringing. All right, despite what people are talking about, it says Habakkuk 1 and 5, behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you, which is beautiful. Okay, because the Lord is, bringing in the scattered among all the nations. He's bringing in his children. All right. And he's bringing, the scripture talk about the strangeness of his salvation. You see, when you go into that word strange, it goes into alien. All right. And we know the world's connotation of what alien is. They think alien force, but in actuality, it is. Okay. It is going to be a force, but it's going to be a righteous angelic force coming. All right. To eradicate the wickedness. All right. So Nahum 1 and 4, 1 and 5. It says, the mountains quake at him, beautiful, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Beautiful, because that's what's going to happen. These people are going to be in shock and awe. All right. A lot of people are going to die on their feet, standing up, all right, because of the terrible and dreadfulness of the Lord. Proverbs 10 and 30, it says, the righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Malachi 4 and 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. This is beautiful. Yep. And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stalk. Okay. And we're going to have rest in that kingdom, man. All right. Isaiah 28 and 16. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power. Behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone. That's Yahweh Shai, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. All right, because you got a lot of individuals that's going to make haste because really they don't have no real foundation. Their foundation is probably in materialism, some ideology, some bullcrap, other than the wholeness of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, his word. Okay, his righteous judgments. All right. Isaiah 28:17 says, Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness beautiful to the plummet. You see, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding places. So really, and I was supposed to say this earlier, but you gotta have you gotta basically see this thing. All right, you gotta visualize it in a sense, you know, and it's hard to visualize when it's kind of hard to visualize when all you have witness is wickedness and evil in the earth. We ain't yet really seen righteousness. We're about to see righteousness take over the earth. The Lord's words take over the earth. All right, and weed out the wickedness. All right, but we really haven't really seen righteousness at its work. All right, and it's infinite. Okay, and righteousness is infinite. Okay, so imagine that. Okay, you know, put on your visual, your glasses, your thinking glasses, right? It says judgment also will relate to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding places. You see, it says, gather yourselves, Zephaniah 1:2-1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, all right, because it's going to be nuclear destruction. All right, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord Yahweh's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which and that's the position that we hold. We the meek in the earth. All right. And that's why we're supposed to be walking a certain type of way, which that's Yahweh Shai. I think that's Matthew 11:29. Learn of me, for I am meek. All right. And so really the template, the mirror, we're supposed to mirror Yahweh Shai. Okay. We're not supposed to put on this, like the elder always goes into the cult of personality, or the pseudo character that we make up, all right, along the way. Okay. Zephaniah 2:3, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. You see, I think wrought meaning to bring forth, right? His judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. You see, and that's what we're supposed to be seeking. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. This is beautiful because it goes exactly with you know, not getting caught up in that hell. Because a lot of individuals are gonna get caught up in hell. I mean, in hell, like it's goodness gracious, they're gonna get caught up in the destruction coming because uh, they're not they're not moving in a meek spirit, okay, a lowly spirit, okay. And the scriptures say all the proud shall basically gonna be cut off and die. All the haughty. All right, 7:9, 2 or 3 again. Yep. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, and that's true. That's why we can see we see a so-called black woman on YouTube saying that the let me see, the only thing that they have left to do is to abort all male, so-called black male children. Okay, as if they ain't been doing that already at a very alarming rate. So that couldn't be the answer, dummy. You know, but it just shows you again. That's why we can look at things like that and we can tell this whole world is all because they want to annihilate us. You know, and the whole time we've been catching hell for the last 500 years. Okay, and our woman has been put on a pedestal, and they don't care to realize, they'll never realize the condition, the real condition that they're in. All right, and a lot of our people are just against themselves, as the scriptures say. Some have already turned aside to Satan. Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, and that's the whole world, because the scriptures say gross darkness cover the people. It says darkness cover the earth, but gross darkness the people. So people are walking in an oblivious state, not knowing at what they stumble. All right, they don't know. They can't even tell you. They couldn't tell the difference between wickedness and righteousness. Okay, but they're just going after their feeling. They're going after whatever this devil say is right, and he has to be eradicated because he's going to be the reason why a lot of people are suffering and taken out. You know, it says all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Yep. Psalms 2:8. It says, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance." All right, which is beautiful. Okay, because all we have to do is really um, part of our inheritance is slaves. Okay, a lot of people don't have. A lot of people have a problem with that, but that's fine. You can continue having a problem with it because again, it's the Lord at the end of the day has the last say so. It says in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. All right, and we're gonna get that. Okay, we're gonna get that because we need slaves just to build the society, to build a society. All right, we're gonna need slaves to build a future kingdom, a righteous kingdom. You see, all right. This is Psalms 2:9. It says, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron." All right, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessels. Beautiful. Okay, and yeah, this is the one I wanted to. This yeah. So when you shatter a pot, it breaks into pieces, man. All right, and that's how we're gonna do these people. Okay, because hey, the rod is correction, right? All right, and the Lord is bringing a righteous rod. All right, Proverbs 12:28. It says, "In the way of righteousness is life." Beautiful. This is beautiful, man. And in the pathway thereof, there is no death. Oh, that cuts the card, boy. That cuts you deep. What's his name? Deacon Hakah. You know, that's a deep cut, man. All right. To those that say we're gonna be translated in the kingdom, or we're gonna have to die. All right, in the kingdom, it wouldn't make sense if we eternal. All right, and it wouldn't make sense if we're leading, if we're perfectly made righteous, right? Because we don't die, we multiply. They said it in uh, that movie Bebe's Kids. All right, but we ain't gonna be Bebe's kids, okay? All right, so this is Psalms, no, Isaiah 45:8. It says, "Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it." All right, so hey, that's what's going to happen. Righteousness is going to overflow this world. All right, and that force, the spiritual wickedness, and that force of wickedness right now, which we are witnessing right now, you're not going to see. You're not even going to feel any remnants of it. We're not going to feel none of that vibration on the earth. All right, so again, verse 17. I'm jumping to 17. This is Isaiah 45:17. Uh, It says, "But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." All right, that's a cut to Sakari as well. All right, because he says world without end. Okay, so Isaiah 51:1. All right, Isaiah 51:1. It says, "Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek the Lord Yahweh, look unto the rock whence ye are hewn." All right. It says, "Into the hole of the pit whence ye are digged. Look unto Abraham your father and unto Sarah that bare you." All right. "For I called him alone and blessed him and increased him." All right. "For the Lord shall comfort Zion, he will comfort all her waste places, and he will make her wilderness like Eden, Idan, which meaning paradise." Okay. Imagine that. Okay. So you have to think in your mind the restructuring of our kingdom, the restructuring of the world. Okay. It says, "In her desert, like the garden of the Lord Yahweh, joy and gladness shall be found therein, thanksgiving and the voice of melody." All right. And this is going to be the righteous hedge over the earth. Okay. "Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation. For a law shall proceed from me, and I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people." All right. So it's going to be a light to the people. Okay. It's going to be righteousness for the people. Okay, because right now, what do you have? You have what they call democracy, which they abolished democracy. They're just not going to say it openly. All right, we live in a technocratic, all right, transhumanist society. All right, in other words, a technocratic process. Okay, and the former, and which is nothing more than the New World Order. Okay, because the former was the democratic process, but it wasn't democracy. Okay, we know it's fascism, it's all the isms you can possibly think of, all right, without the people actually knowing. All right. But now we live in a technocracy, all right, where they use technology, all right, as the core basis of this, the social makeup. All right. So, and at the helm of it is the transhumanist agenda, turning, well, getting rid of the human quality in man, all right, or getting rid of the spiritual quality in man and bringing in the automated machine, all right. So, but enough of that, all right, that because that world is ending very fast and very heinously, all right. So, Salaki, where did that start? Okay, okay, Salaki. Verse 5, this is Isaiah 51:5. It says, my righteousness is near, my salvation is going forth. Mine arm and mine arms, his strength, shall judge the people. The isles shall wait upon me, and on mine arm shall they trust. All right. And that's mainly the Israelites that scattered. Okay. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath, for the heavens shall vanish away like smoke. You see, and the earth shall wax. And it's, and the scriptures don't contradict itself, you see, because we know that, this earth is going to be, the rulership is going to be taken out by fire, right? It says it shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished. You see? All right. So this is an eternity that we're talking about as far as the righteousness goes and the righteous hedge. All right. And the scripture's saying that the kingdom is going to be established, but I forget exactly where. But it says it's not going to come to an end. And I already read Isaiah 45:17. It says a world without end. Okay. So imagine that. So it's hard to see it. But again, these are the things you're supposed to ponder on, a righteous, everlasting world. Okay. It says, hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men. All right. Because that's coming now, They're going to try to say, oh, we're for killing people and this, that, and the third. But we're actually we the humanitarians of the earth. And just like that, what was it, Iron Man? When Iron Man was it? It was Avengers. All right. And you had my guy Ultron. All right. And he said, and basically he's seen all the problems that were wrong with the earth. And he was ready to roll and eradicate the problem, which was the people. But he said that the Avengers, they wasn't basically, they're not taking care of the real issue. Okay. Or they wasn't bold enough to step up to the plate. Hey, but hell, we are. Okay. We can say, all right, to hell with this society, because we hope for a greater society. And what we put our hope in is actually a sure thing. You see, we're willing to step up to the plate and say, hell yeah, you got to eradicate 2/3. And that's just that. That's judgment. All right. You got to let judgment reign. Okay. We're willing to do that. All right. For the betterment of the future world to come. Okay. Which is that spiritual, righteous spiritual world here on earth. Okay. The same order that's in the heavens is going to be here on earth. And we got a taste of that when the Lord Yahweh revealed the temple, the blueprint of the temple to Moses. All right. So just imagine what's more to come. Okay. Let me see. For the moth shall eat them up like a Salaki. This is Isaiah 51 and 7. It says, "Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men," all right, which is coming, the scourge of the tongue, all right. "Neither be ye afraid of their revelings," all right. "For the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like wool. But my righteousness shall be forever." You see? So the righteousness we believe in it now is going to advance us to the next society to come or the next world to come. You see? When we trust in his righteousness. If you get what I'm saying, all right? It says, "But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O arm of the Lord Yahweh. Awake as in the ancient days." You see? Because that's when the Lord, his presence was known. You see? Don't like at this point, people completely ignore the fact that there's a God. They completely ignore the fact that the Bible, I mean, the God of the Old Testament, that's what they call him, the God of the Old Testament. All right, this fierce, dreadful power. All right, but he's about to be known in the earth again. All right, it says, "In the generations of old," it says, "As in the ancient days, in the generations of old, art thou not it that hath cut a Rahab and wounded the dragon?" Salaki. Mm, mm, mm. Verse 10, it says, "Art thou not it which hath dried the sea and the waters of the great deep, that hath made the depths of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over? Therefore the redeemed of the Lord Yahweh shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away." You see? Right. So this is your part, man. All right. So I'm gonna cut that. Let me get Psalms 145. 145 and 1. All right, so bear with me. And then I'm gonna close out in a few. I'll read the precepts that the brothers put up, and then I'm gonna close out. This is Psalms 145 and 1. It says, "I will extol thee, my God, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is the Lord Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another." And in the kingdom, we're going to do the same thing, you see? All right. "And shall declare thy mighty acts." It says, "I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works." All right. "And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness." All right. And we're going to do that in the kingdom too as well. Okay. Because, we're seeing the words being manifest. All right. When these prophecies come to pass, that's one thing. Okay. But it's a whole nother thing to actually see the society fall, but fall in your favor. Can you imagine that? You see? And fall because of his word through you. You see? All right. It says, "They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Lord, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of thy glory." It says, "They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power." Beautiful. All right. Because that's what we're going to do, man. And everything else is just going to be abolished. Okay. It says, "To make known to the sons of men his mighty acts and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. You see, thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. You see, the Lord upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them near of their meat in due season. All right. So I'm gonna cut it right there. Psalm 85 and 9. Psalms 85, and 9, and it reads, it says, surely his salvation is nigh them that fear him, that glory may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. Truth shall spring out of the earth. You see, and that's happening now. We're in the beginning stages of that. All right. And righteousness shall look down from heaven. You see, and that's basically how can I say it poetically put? It says, yea, the Lord shall give that which is good, and our land shall yield her increase. Righteousness shall go before him, and shall set us in the way of his steps. All right. So when the Lord comes, that's when the righteousness comes. All right. And you better be sure. You better be. Well, how can I say? You can bet on us. All right, because it says righteousness shall go before him, and he shall set us in the way of his steps. Right. So that part. Right. This is Isaiah 66 and 22. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22. And it reads as for as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, said the Lord Yahweh. All right. So, and this is referring to the new age, the future world to come, the kingdom of heaven. All right. The new heavens, meaning a new rulership, and the new earth, meaning a renewed, refurbished earth, which I make will make shall remain before me. All right. So there ain't gonna be no tyrant, nobody that comes, no alien force from beyond the galaxy to come. Esau ain't gonna break loose from his chains and pretty much, to bring down the kingdom of heaven. All right. It's gonna remain before the Lord. Said the Lord Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. All right. And that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the kingdom. All right. All right. We're gonna finally have an establishment. All right, but for eternity. All right, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, said the Lord Yahweh. Right, because again, the law shall go forth from Zion. So, and at this point, we're going to have all nations in subjection. They're going to be our inheritance, right, with this earth. Okay, so they're going to have to bow down to the rule of the new order. All right, the real new world order. You see. All right, Revelations 21 and 1. Just to add the point on basically what's basically to come with this righteous kingdom. No more suffering, which we know as well. Revelations 21 and 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. All right, again, a new authority. All right, and a new refurbished earth. Again, all right, a refreshed earth. It says, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. All right. Now, the first earth, all right, the first heaven and the first earth, all right, we're still living in it. Okay. It says, were passed away, and there were no more sea, meaning people. All right. So the earth is going to rid itself of the people. All right. And there its authority. Okay. Verse 2, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven. All right. Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Now, this is going to be actually literally. Okay. Because the Israelites are going to come down from the chariots. Okay. And from there, all right, we're going to subdue the whole world. All right. Which, Yahweh Shai is already prepped. Okay. It says, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. All right. And I heard a voice, because we're going to be joined together as one with Yahweh Shai. Okay. So we're going to take on his spirit. All right. And he has taken on the Father's spirit, and he sits at the right hand side of the Father. And we're going to sit at the right hand of him. Okay. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. All right. And it's not going to be a physical tabernacle, it's spiritual. Okay. So it says, okay, Colin. So it says, the voice out of him. Yep. It says, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. All right. And really, we're going to be just like Yahweh. Okay. Because we're going to be made perfect like he is according to the new covenant, which we have yet to enter into. But that's a promise. Okay. We were promised that. Verse 4, it says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And this is what we're hoping for. This is our earnest expectation. All right. This is our earnest expectation right along. And because the sons of God represent what we're reading. All right. Perfection. Okay. It says neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And that's with this world. Okay. Because this world is continuing to languish, and it's going to languish all the way until it's destroyed. In verse 5, it says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. Okay. So he's going to refurbish everything, so to speak. All right. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. All right. And again, it says, his word is true and faithful. Right. It says, and he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Okay. And that's what the Lord is bringing. Okay. He's bringing the immortality. Okay. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, you see, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. All right. And this is what we're striving for. Okay. This is what we're striving for. All right. Okay. Because a lot of people they're just doing this thing, for their own benefit as far as fame. Who knows what niggas want to, is doing with the Lord's word, man. This is Isaiah 52:7. It says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. All right. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when the Lord Yahweh shall bring again Zion. All right. So we're going to see the salvation. Okay. Hey, and blessed is us because we're bringing those tidings of peace. All right. We're publishing peace, and we're bringing those good tidings, which we're talking about the kingdom of heaven. All right. And for the most part, pretty much, I think I pretty much nailed it, I guess you could say. Lord willing, this was edifying. I just got one more, but I'm going to pretty much cut it. Okay, this is Sirach 19 and 19. And it reads, it says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. All right. And so that's what we are open to as a treasure, all right, as a reward, man. Okay. And that's the eternal wisdom again. Okay. So I did understand have more precepts, and then it wasn't too much. I think it was just a few. So Numbers 23 and 19, I'm going to just finish off here, and then I'm going to close out. It said, the Most High is not a man that he should lie. Neither the Son of Man that should repent. All right. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Right. All right. So the Lord is gonna make good on his word. All right. He's not gonna repent. Meaning, he's not taking back what he said. All right. He's not taking back what he said. Okay. Because when you have Baruch 4:25, it says, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but surely thou shalt see his destruction, and thou shalt tread upon his neck." Beautiful. And this is where we at with it. We're at the end, man. We're at the end. Okay. Verse 26, it says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Okay. It jumps to verse 29. It says, "For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation." Beautiful. Okay. Because the Lord kicked our ass, but at the same time, he's gonna restore us and bring that fame once again. Okay. 2 Peter 3:13. Yeah, this is what I started with. Yep. "Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness." Right. And that's what we're looking for. Okay. Because we're not in the truth, all right, to build some type of a fan base, or have people praise us. We're here to declare the kingdom, to publish the peace between our Heavenly Father and us, so that the remnants of Israel are turned back. Okay, that's what this is for. This is not no vainglory thing, So this is Sirach 25:7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." And aren't we in a beautiful place, man? And I know brothers dealing with demons, and dealing with demons of doubt, but there's too much evidence. There's too much evidence here that proves that we have something better coming than damnation. All right, because we trust in the words of righteousness. All right, so really, it would behoove you to, think upon these things and meditate upon the promises. Okay, because again, the Lord is a jealous power. All right, the Lord is a jealous power. And when you go into that word jealous, and I'm always, whenever I get the chance, bring this out all the time. Hey, Shalom, Yahabashim, Shabashim, Kagadash, Thumb to all you Akim that was on the comment board. The Waters, Kazak, as always, brother, hitting the comment board with those precepts, man. I appreciate it, man. And again, what was I saying? Good Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Well, I end off with 34:16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them." Right? Because there ain't no other book that measures up to this. What we're saying, there ain't no words that on this earth, on God's green earth, that comes close to what we're saying, and that's as sure as what we're saying. All right, meditate on these things, man, because the Lord is not one that lies. The scriptures say, Psalms 51:11, "Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me." Yep. All right, and that's what always supposed to be in our minds all day, every day, and that's part of it, examining ourselves. Okay, and with that, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying to you, Akim. All right. Hey, until next time, I say shalom.